So, last Friday was April 18th, the anniversary of the accident. For those who don't already know, long story short, I was involved in a pretty bad car accident 15 years ago. It left me with a spinal cord injury and paralysis below my shoulders and my chest. But that was 15 years ago. It's crazy to think it's been that long. But as much as, yes, it was a tragic thing that happened, and yes, it has been difficult and a long journey since that day, and it is difficult sometimes still till today. I can confidently say there's a lot of my life I have to be happy about, and there's a lot of things I have to be grateful for, and I'll always be grateful. But I digress. It was the 15th anniversary on the 18th, and I don't normally do much about it. I don't normally mark that day in any significant way. I haven't done so in the last few years. But this year I decided, maybe because it was 15 years, maybe because of just where my head was at the time, I decided to post about it on my blog. I decided to talk about some of the lessons I've learned since the injury, because of the injury, with a focus on where I was, the person I was, and what my situation was right after the accident, as compared to who I am now and where I am now, and what those differences have taught me. My whole blog is pretty much about that, life lessons from my life in a chair. That's the name of the website. It's mylifeinachair.com. Please pop over, have a read, share, and if you're feeling generous, subscribe. But again, going off topic, a lot of the comments and feedback from the post had this underlying theme that I've heard many times since the accident. This idea that I've achieved something remarkable by getting to this level of normalcy, or getting to a point where I'm happy with my life after going through the things I've gone through. It's not something I wholly agree with. I don't 100% agree that that's remarkable, but I'd be very naive to say I don't understand where it comes from. I get it. The normal expectation would be for someone to struggle to piece their life back together after going through some of the things I've been through. But that said, I can't sit here and not acknowledge the fact that there's loads of people who I believe are achieving way more with way less than what I had, and those people I say are inspirational. But like I said, I get where it comes from. Hearing that notion though this time around got me thinking, what have I done differently to what other people expect? That's gotten me to a place where people are surprised that my life is back together, and in a place where I can be happy really, and it's more or less normal. And the idea of what I've done to get there, or what I've done differently from the expectations or from what other people might have done in their circumstances, that question is quite simple when compared to the many complicated answers there are, to do it justice, to do the question justice. But for me, something that I feel has been quite significant, important, but very simple in theory, has been being honest with myself. When something bad like this happens, there's no denying it, it's a bad thing. But it's very easy to get lost in the fact that a bad thing has happened. Obviously, I'm talking about aside from actually dealing with the issue itself, but the default state of mind everybody goes into when something bad happens is a bad thing has happened. And it's very easy to sit too long in that. And then when that thing passes, or there's some peace and quiet, we just go about our day. I feel there's a lot lost in the fact that we don't acknowledge the other side of that coin when things are good, the positives. And it doesn't have to be something like for like. It doesn't have to be a bad thing happens because, I don't know, you lose your job, and the good thing happens because you get an amazing job. It doesn't have to be that. The positives that we can fill our minds with can be the little things every day. Enjoying a cold cup of water on a warm day. I'm getting even too dramatic with it. Waking up in the morning, having a meal to put on your table each day, Just there's so many things that we take for granted because it's normal. It's what we expect to have. And because it's the expectation is the standard expectation, we don't acknowledge that it would be a bad thing if those things weren't there. So why isn't it a good thing when they are there? I think it goes a long way if we can also do the same for when that thing is in what is the normal state, for us to acknowledge something positive is happening. There's so much good that can come from that. I feel one of the things that's really got me through my whole experience in the last 15 years has been being able to acknowledge the little good things, having family there, which I know not everyone has their family in the way I do, let alone has their family come through for them the way mine did, and still does till today. In those 15 years, going through the spinal cord injury and all of that disability, all that jazz, I know not everyone is lucky enough to be able to go back to university, go back and finish school after having something like that happen to them. Not everyone is able to get a job. Not everyone is able to find a career or find something that you know gives them their purpose in life. So for me, those are even the big ticket items. Those are the big things that there were positives I would have been doing myself a disservice if I hadn't acknowledged. But down to the little things of I wake up in the morning and I have food to eat on the table. I have people who are there to, you know, make sure I can get by day to day. Whether it's carers who are paid, like healthcare staff, or friends and family. And the fact that I still have any friends after the injury is something that I know isn't the case for everyone. I know a lot of people lose family, friends, relationships break down because of their situation. I didn't have those things happen to me, or not all of them, anyways. But every day when I think about all these little things that could have gone bad but haven't gone bad, these things that I have to be grateful for because they are what they are, it's really got me through. It's really gotten me from day to day, week to week, month to month, and year to year. And then that's on top of the big ticket items. The fact that I was able to find something I was passionate enough to do for a living. The fact that I'm able to have meaningful relationships with people around me. The fact that I'm able to actually have the energy to get up in the morning, do whatever it is I'm doing. I feel everyone can improve their lives a whole lot without changing anything major. Just a little shift in perspective, just a little extra acknowledgement of the little positives that we have in our lives that we don't normally acknowledge because we feel they're just normal and how it should be. Well, if you're upset that you're hungry because you missed a meal or couldn't grab lunch on a certain day, then every day you grab lunch should be a day that you're celebrating. With that very simple approach, I know it's not always going to be that simple in execution in reality, but I think it's a massive step in the right direction and goes a long way to starting to answer the question of what I've done differently to get my life back together post injury. But yeah, I thought I'd come on and share that with you guys. It's been quite a ramble. My God, it's been over 10 minutes I've been recording. I hope that helps someone today. I hope my waffling on can help even one person. Wherever the case may be. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Till next time.